好，读吧。
2. 调整者与人的意志。当思想调整者进入人类的心识时，他们随时带来了模范生涯和理想生活。这些模范生涯和理想生活是他们自己和神之圣都人格化调整者所决定和预先注定的。这些已经得到预染下的人格化调整者的认证，因此，他们开始工作时就为其人类主体的智性和灵性发展制定了一个明确和预先确定的计划，但任何人都没有义务接受这一计划。你们都是预定命运的主体，但你们不必接受这个神性的预定命运。你们完全可以自由地拒绝任何部分或全部的思想调整者的计划，这是他们的使命。如果你们愿意并且明智地授权，他们要去实现这样的心智改变，并且做出这样的灵性调整。只是最终他们可能获得对人格方向的更多影响，但是在任何情况下，这些神性告诫者从来都没有利用过你，或以任何方式武断地影响你的选择和决定。调整者尊重你的人格主权，他们总是服从于你的意志。
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, we have finished paragraph 1, which is quite a long paragraph.
Okay. Adjusters and human will.
对，第二部分是调整者与人的意志。
When thought adjusters indwell human minds, they bring with them the model careers, the ideal lives, as determined and foreordained by themselves and the personalized adjusters of Divinington, which have been certified by the personalized adjuster of Urantia. Thus, they begin work with a definite and predetermined plan for the intellectual and spiritual development of their human subjects. But it is not incumbent upon any human being to accept this plan. You are all subjects of predestination, but it is not foreordained that you must accept this divine predestination. You are at full liberty to reject any part or all of the divine any part or all of the thought adjusters program. It is their mission to effect such mind changes and to make such spiritual adjustments as you may willingly and intelligently authorize, to the end that they may gain more influence over the personality directionization, but under no circumstances do these divine monitors ever take advantage of you or in any way arbitrarily influence you in your choices and decisions. The adjusters respect your sovereignty of personality. They are always subservient to your will. Okay, so it's actually saying what I was just saying before, that a lot of people wonder, is there such a thing as destiny? Well, there is destiny, and we have a destiny, but it's up to us whether we want to go along with that destiny or change things.
对，那就像你前面说的，是说我们人有没有定命啊？那就是这一段是说我们是有定命，那个思想调整者啊，跟那个，对，就是本来就是他进驻我们之前是有一定的规划的，对，但是我们并不一定要完全的照这个定命这个计划去做。
So this is another very important paragraph, because this is another question that many human beings ask. Do I have a destiny, or am I just making it up as I go?
对，这也是回答很多人的问题，是说我是有命运吗？还是我实际上自己制造，也可以修改？
So they're saying, yes, you do have a destiny, and it's your thought adjuster with the personalized adjusters on Divinington. That's their bosses, the personalized adjusters who have lived in many people. They make a plan for your life before you're even born, because the moment you're born, the thought adjuster is already with you. So maybe for those 9 months while you're in a fetus, or maybe it may even start before that, but at some point they make a plan for your life.
对，那么这个你的定命是你的思想调整者协同他的老板，就是人格化调整者共同为你制定的，为你这个人格量身定做的。
I mean, this is, very interesting. Like for example, I know that I didn't go with my plan, because there's no way they would have planned for me the choices I made.
You said you didn't follow the destiny in some point of your life.
I know I didn't. I definitely didn't.
对，
I
那他就说
definitely
他在
did
他
not.
的人生当中，他也偏离了一步，这是他的定命。
And I almost died, and horrible things happened to me. It was not, I went off my plan.
他说他离开这个定命这条线，就是有偏离一段时间，对，就是非常的过着非常的可怕的生活，他是知道的。
So, but I think this is the only place in the whole book where they explain that your thought adjuster with the personalized adjuster on Divinington make a plan for your whole life before you're born.
他这是这个玉书唯一的地方告诉我们说，在我们来这个人生之前，那么我们的思想调整者跟这个人格化调整者已经规划了我们的人生，有这个定命。
And then this plan has to be certified by the personalized adjuster of Urantia. So this one chief adjuster of Urantia, he certifies every single plan for every human being on the planet. He must be a busy boy.
他说这个，并且这个计划呢，还要得到预染下的人格化调整者的认证。那你所有要投生在这个星球的人格哈，都要经过这预染下的人格化调整者的认证。那他说呢，就是这个是一个很忙的人呢。
Maybe he has a big staff who does it for him.
有可能他委托一个很忙碌的工作人员来做这个事情。
Right? I mean, no, I'm serious. He may have associates, he may have a big team of angels or something who say, okay, this looks good, and then just gives him something that we're not sure about this plan. We don't know.
对，他可能有一个团队吧，做这样的一个认证的工作。
So there's a plan, but hold on. You don't have to accept it. You can reject any part of it. They don't seem to care if I'm not so sure how you read. It's tricky. Like, how do you reject part of your plan? How do you know your destiny, and how do you reject it? Well, I guess you just make a choice that's not in alignment with it.
他说我不知道怎么样去拒绝这些思想调整者的计划，大概就是指的是你没有跟这个计划完全的符合吧，没得走在这个定命的路线上，就算是拒绝。
So they want to, so it's up to you. The more you willingly authorize them to influence you, your personality directionization, they'll, it's always up to you. You have to, if you say not my will, but your will be done, I give you full authorization. Get me on my plan. Help me find my plan. Help me find the right path. Then they can help you as much as you allow them to.
对，如果我们比臣服的心态是说，我愿意服从你的任务，哈，臣服于神的旨意，允许你做任何的调整，那就是，那他们大概会有更大的那个可能性，把他们的意志实行出来，把这个神
But
圣的计划实行出来。
but they will never push you or force you to do anything against your will.
他们永远不会就是硬推着你去做违背你的主观意志的事情。
Okay. I do think that thought adjusters work. This is my opinion, that the thought adjusters coordinate with the angels, and they, bring certain people together, business partners, spouse, someone you're going to marry, someone you might become best friends with, collaborate with. I think they definitely bring people together that can help each other. That's just my opinion.
那么，他是相信思想调整者会跟你的护卫天使啊那些灵界的力量，合作来就是选择的配偶啦，或者是朋友啊，反正就是这些的人呢，生活当中的人来帮助你完成你的人生的计划。
Okay, next paragraph. They are persistent, ingenious, and perfect in their methods of work, but they never do violence to the volitional selfhood of their hosts. No human being will ever be spiritualized by a divine monitor. See, now they call it a divine monitor, right? They call it everything. By a divine monitor against his will. Survival is a gift of the gods, which must be desired by the creatures of time. In the final analysis, whatever the adjuster has succeeded in doing for you, the records will show that the transformation has been accomplished with your cooperative consent. You will have been a willing partner with the adjuster in the attainment of every step of the tremendous transformation of the ascension career. Shenley.
对，上面最上面这一段。
他们的工作坚持不懈，有独创性，而且十分完美。但是他们从来不会对主体的自我意志施加暴力。没有一个人会违背自己的意愿，被一个神性告诫者灵性化。续存是诸神的礼物，时间的受造物必须渴望这礼物。在最终分析中，无论调整者成功的为你们做了什么，记录都将显示，在你们的合作同意下，转变已经完成。在实现扬升事业巨大转变的每一步中，你们都将成为调整者的自愿合作伙伴。OK。
Okay, thanks. So this is really the where they're just really stressing the whole idea that you're not forced to do anything. Survival eternity, your whole future life, it's a gift. It's yours to accept it. You know, it's like it's like a man proposing marriage to a woman. He's just proposing it. It's up to her whether she accepts or not.
对，那么这一段又再次强调呢，是否接受续存是我们取决于我们的自由意志，就像一个人向另外一个人求婚，那么接受不接受是自由意志决定的。
But this is an interesting way of phrasing it, because they say survival is a gift of the gods which must be desired by the creatures. In the final analysis, whatever the adjuster has succeeded in doing for you, the records will show that the transformation has been accomplished with your cooperative consent. You will be a willing partner for the whole of your tremendous career. But so this is very interesting for us, because we tend to think we're doing all these things and the adjuster's helping us or guiding us, or they're saying, in a way, the adjuster's doing it. You're just consenting. Ricky, do you see the difference?
Yeah. 就是那个续
So
存
they're
哈，
saying the
是神
records
的
will
礼物。
show
那个我们通常续存是神的礼物，那个是在我们自愿合作的情况下，达成的一些的成就。那么，往往我们都说，哎，我们达成了什么，我们做了什么，但是这一段却告诉我们说是思想调整者做的这些的转变，这些的完成。我们只是说同意，自愿合作。
So any higher wisdom or soul development or spiritual progress that we make, we are just allowing the adjuster to do his job. We can't take credit for any of that. That's his job. That's not our job. We're not good at that. We don't even know how to do that. All we can do is say, yes, I consent. Yes, this feels good. This is right. Yes, I will follow you. I will follow you. I will allow you to transform me. But it's very clear here. The records will show that the transformation has been accomplished with your consent. You're a willing partner, but there's a real difference between consenting to something and initiating or creating something yourself. There's a big difference.
对，是的，这个我们哈只是允许神来做，我们不能够说把这个这个功劳弄成是我们在做，实际上我们根本不知道怎么样实现这种扬升，我们只需要就是说给出这个意愿，愿意就是遵从神的意志，实际上允许神来就是转变我们这个你发起一个事情和你同意被被转变，这个是两个完全不同的概念。
So let's make up a silly analogy. You're flying from Beijing to New York, and you get the pilot takes you there, you get there and you go, hey, I came to New York, I flew to New York. Well, you agreed to let the pilot fly you to New York. Yes, you got to New York, but you didn't fly yourself there.
那比如说我们坐飞机哈，从那个北京到纽约，那么这个你不能说我从北京飞到纽约可是实际上并不是你飞的是飞行员飞那个驾驶飞机飞的，你不是那个飞的。
If you got in the plane and there was no pilot, you wouldn't know how to get to New York.
如果你 上了飞机，但是呢，没有飞行员来帮助你，你是没有办法到纽约的。
So you agree, you give the pilot authorization. When you buy that ticket, you agree to let him fly you. That's more closer to how it works than we all run around thinking that we're the pilot. We're not the pilot.
对，就是这个比喻当中，我们买票的时候，我们就给了这个航空公司这个授权，说我愿意就是被这个飞行员带到那个，就是通过飞机带到那个彼地。我们自己不是飞行员，只是同意了这样的一个合作的历程。
And
So I have a question.
Sure.
Yeah, the transformation, but the transformation is the transformation of the man, not the transformation of the adjuster. So the man is experiencing the transformation with the help of adjuster. Is it right?
Well, that's the thing. It's not really with the help. The records will show that the transformation has been accomplished with your consent. Basically, the adjuster is transforming you. You're helping the adjuster. He's not helping you. You're agreeing. You're agreeing to let him transform you, but you're not transforming yourself with his help. That's what it's saying here. That's why it's so interesting.
他就说这个转变这个动作本身是由思想调整者那个的，完成的这么一个动作，不是我们自己完成的。
The transformation is his idea, and how it happens, he knows how to transform you. You don't know how to transform yourself into a more spiritual being. You
对，
wouldn't
转变
even
是
have
他的意向，就是他知道怎么样转变，我们根本不知道怎么转变。
Does that make sense?
Yeah. For example, if I don't know what to do, then I can just pray and ask just to give me an answer. Is it right?
Yes. The
Still, that's only give a adjuster consent that allow him to do the work. It is not you who do the work.
Yes,
对，
and
你只是
and
给
if
出
you
这个，你给出你的那个你的授权，让思想调整者来做这个工作，并不是你在做这个工作。
I mean, you may have to work, but the transformation and the direction and the whole spiritual experience, he's giving you that, but you have to accept it.
对，就是他给你这个礼物，你要接受它，就是接受的动作。当
And
然你也要工作。
and if you don't know what to do, that's good. That's very good, because that means you don't have a big ego that's fooling you and making you think all these important things are you're doing all yourself on your own, because that's good. If you don't know what to do, just say, guide me. God, please give me guidance, show me the way, put me on my path. And that's great. Not knowing what to do is great, because your
他说
thought
你
adjuster knows exactly what to do.
他说你不知道怎么做是很好的，很对的，你就是相当于你的小我也你就把它挪到一边哈，就不会小我就不会再来欺骗你了。那就是这样的话，你就给神让路啊，让他显示给你正确的道路，然后就是在他的指导下，然后让他的工作来实现。Got it? Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Well, Shenli, were you about to say something else?
It's okay. Thank you.
Okay, now remember, Shenli, did you ever hear my story about my Taiwanese angel girls?
No.
No, we don't have
My
time.
Taiwan angels?
maybe other time.
No, I'm not going to tell the whole story. I'm just going to tell her the punchline.
Uh-huh.
So when I said to these beautiful, beautiful girls from Taiwan, when I said, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know what to do. She just looked at me and said, maybe well, she said it with an accent. So she said, maybe your job is to sparkle. So maybe your job is to sparkle. So I'm saying to you, your job is to sparkle and let your thought adjuster lead the way.
Yeah.
他就是以前给我们
Yeah.
讲过，就是2个台湾女孩儿，就是他那时候是房东，这2个台湾女孩儿去找房子，但是呢，实际上这2个女孩儿跟他见面之后，根本就没有关于房子的事情都没有说，根本就没有提及，结果他们就是那个很激烈的那个谈话，就是关于灵性层面啊、人生的目的啊、目标啊，因为那个时候他正好也处在人生比较彷徨的阶段。不知道自己的人生使命是什么。哎，那个有一个台湾女孩带着那个中文的口音，就说啊，你的工作有可能就是点亮吧，负责点亮的工作。啊，她就是那句话，好像一下子把这个海蒂就是照亮了，她就是给她很大的启发。Yeah, I just briefly tell the story about 2 Taiwanese girls.
You couldn't resist.
Yes, yeah. I couldn't.
So
Yeah.
what?
Did you tell her how beautiful they were?
对，他就说那个，对，就非常美丽的一个故事。他那时候以前呢有一次，告诉过我们。
They were the prettiest girls I've ever seen.
他说这2个女孩是他见过的最漂亮的2个女孩，他就挨个看这个是最漂亮，看看那个也是最漂亮。我估计那俩真的就是天使化的。
So when you ask for God's help, after that, keep asking, just say, but, I want to be led. I want to be guided. Your will be done. All these things.
对
So
你
the
这个
best
彷徨的时候，就是要持续的问，让你要得到指导。对，
So the
And
best
then-
best thing that we can do is not to resist.
Perfect. And then here's a tip. When you do that, you have to really follow your instincts. If you have a desire to call someone when you're driving, you might just suddenly feel like making a right turn and make that right turn. After you ask to be guided, tune into your instincts because you may be being guided. So make sure to follow your instincts, even if they seem strange. Just do whatever, just follow your instincts after that.
对，他说你祷告了这个要寻求上天的指引以后啊，就是就像你说的，就不抵抗，你就是要遵从你的直觉啊。你要是突然想要给某个人打电话，说开车的时候突然说往有个里边有个冲动要往右拐啊，你就是要遵从这个直觉去对，这样的话就。不管这个念头有多么的奇怪，就是这样的话，就是内里的思想调整指导你的一个方式吧，那你能 get 到的一个方式。
And keep your mind very, very open because, God may have some plans for you that you never even thought about.
对，你真是要彻底的开放头脑，就是神给你的那个计划，有可能你根本就想不到的。
I certainly never, I never thought I'd have a study group in China.
他说我从来也不会想到，我有一个学习小组会在中国，这是他没有计划的，从来想不到的。有一
But I definitely think this is my thought adjuster brought me here.
他说他但是100%相信这个是他的思想调整者把他引导到这一步的。
It wasn't my idea. It was Ricky's idea.
他说这肯定不是我的主意。我说是 ，No, not my idea. It's my thought adjuster's idea. My thought adjuster commune with your thought adjuster. They made this plan. 我就说也不是我的主意啊，是我的思想调整者跟他的思想调整者之间，他们之间的计划，然后呢，我们只是执行者。Yeah.
Okay, did I read they are persistent, ingenious, and perfect in their methods of work? Did I read that yet?
Yes, already read
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
We're
Okay,
now
so let me
doing
read the next.
2.3. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The adjust trying to control your thinking as such, but rather to spiritualize it, to eternalize it. Neither angels nor adjusters are devoted directly to influencing human thought. That is your exclusive personality prerogative. The adjusters are dedicated to improving, modifying, adjusting, and coordinating your thinking process. But more especially and specifically, they are devoted to the work of building up spiritual counterparts of your careers, Marancha transcripts of your true advancing selves for survival purposes. And then I'll read the next one. Adjusters work in the spheres of the higher levels of the human mind, unceasingly seeking to produce Marancha duplicates of every concept of the mortal intellect. There are therefore two realities which impinge upon and are centered in the human mind circuits. One, a mortal self evolved from the original plans of the life carriers. The other, an immortal entity from the high spheres of Divinington, an indwelling gift from God. But the mortal self is also a personal self. It has personality. Okay, those two.
调整者不是试图控制你的思想本身，而是把它灵性化，使它永恒化。天使和调整者都不会直接影响人类的思想，那是你独有的人格特权。调整者致力于改善、修正、调整和协调你的思维过程，但更特别、更具体的是，他们致力于建立你们为了续存的生涯中的灵性对等物，以及真正进步中的自我的灵智性转写。调整者在人类心识的更高层次的领域中起作用，不断地寻求创造出凡人智性的每一个概念的灵智性复制品。因此，有两个现实冲击，并集中在人类的思维回路中。一个是从生命载体的原始计划进化而来的凡人自我，另一个是来自神之圣都高层领域的不朽的存有，来自神的内住礼物。但是凡人的自我也是一个个体的自我，它有人格。OK, Teddy。
对，所以人格这个人格就是神赐予的，我们的人格是神赐
All
予。
right. You done?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here. I just was making my coffee. Yum. Okay, so the adjuster's not trying to control your thinking, but rather to spiritual. Okay, so they say that neither angels nor adjusters, they're not trying to influence your thought. So they're not trying to tell you what to think, right? They're not trying to change the way you think. They're trying to improve, modify, adjust. They're sort of like like if you think a thought that's not so great, they might improve it a little. They might give you an idea to think about it a little differently, but they're not saying, don't think about that. We want you to think about something else.
Yeah，他就说这个思想调整者来不是完全改变哈你的思想，而是说你这个提高，他不是来控制嘛，他就是来影响、来提高你的这个思维的过程，修正、改善、协调。
So that's one thing. So this is really, really interesting stuff. Okay. But more especially and specifically, they are devoted to the work of building up spiritual counterparts of your careers, Marancha transcripts of your true advancing selves for survival purposes. Now, these, I believe they're talking about your soul. I believe they're yeah.
对，最后一句这个致力于建立你们为了续存的生涯的灵性对等物以及真正进步中的自我的灵智性转写，这个地方指的就是灵魂。
They're taking everything that you think that's important, that's of value, that's worth remembering, your ideas, your knowledge, your wisdom, your memories that have any kind of survival value, spiritual component, and then they're translating that into soulful thinking, so that when you get to the next world, you have all those memories. You remember all the spiritual things, all the wonderful thoughts you had. You that goes with you, but not all the stuff that's not worth remembering. They don't really care so much about.
对，就是这个思想调整会帮助把那些有价值的这些记忆啦，你所学到的知识啦，这些智慧啦，有着续存价值的这些的，这些
Wait.
知识。
Sorry. Wait,
啊
Ricky, let me stop you.
Yeah.
Let me stop you. I
Yeah.
said that wrong. Don't translate that, because
Okay,
here
okay.
it says adjusters work in the spheres of unceasingly seeking to produce Marancha duplicates of every concept of the mortal intellect. So every concept of the mortal intellect. So that means everything they're trying to reproduce.
那这一段又继续说，在调整者人类心识的更高层次领域中起作用，不断的寻求创造出凡人之性的每一个概念的灵智性复制品。他是说我们在智性发展当中的每一个概念，它就是把它转译成灵智性的复制品，这是思想调整者的功能。
But they say they produce Marancha duplicates of every concept of the mortal intellect. Now that doesn't mean every thought you have, but every concept. I think it's might be slightly different. A concept is a little more than just a thought, right?
对，他说的，他没有说是每一个思想、想法，thought，他用的是 concept 概念，这个词，他说每一个概念，把这个每一个智性的，每一个概念，然后进行灵智性转写。
So when they talk about the life carriers, we haven't read about those, but the life carriers are the beings who implant life on a planet, and that life evolves, eventually becomes mortal. We are evolved. We are evolutionary beings. We also have some blood from the original prince's staff, and we have some blood from Adam and Eve. So we have we're not completely evolved. We have higher DNA in us, but we're mostly just evolved from those original life implantation. And these are the life carriers, and they go to every planet when it's first being formed, before there's any life. And, you know, and then eventually a plant grows out of the, you know, muck and mire. And then that plant eventually turns into a little tiny one-celled animal. And then that animal, we all know what happens after that. And we can read about it too, the evolution, but that's what the life carriers are. So they're saying, all right, I'll let you translate that.
那个部分说是那个生命载体的原始计划嘛，那就是由生命载运者，他们到各个就是发展的星球上面去移植生命，栽种生命。那么从单细胞啊，到植物，到动物，到高级的那个和人，就是他们这个生命载运者来到各个星球去播种的。我们就是这个进化存有，就是都是被生命载运者载来，然后我们带着那些的那些的原始的基因。
So that we have there's 3 parts to us. One part is that original plan about life plan for original, a bit, you know, like a billion years ago, whatever, from the life carriers that we're going to you know, that mortal man is going to evolve, and we're gonna, you know, have animal instincts and this and that, and that is a material plan of survival. So that we are that person, but then there's another plan, a divine plan, and that plan is from Divinington, and it's a gift from God, and that is a unique plan that's specific to us. The other plan is really for you know, for mortal beings in general, but then, you know, because of your DNA, it becomes unique to you on a physical level. But there's 2 very different things going on, and then on top of that, we have a personality, which is a gift from God, but that personality is attached to our physical being.
对，那么就是我们从原始的这播种计划当中哈，就是100万年前那个从那个生物的来源，我们就是有动物的直觉啊，就是这个是我们物质层面的生存的载体。这个，然后我们另一部分呢，就是思想调整者这一部分是。播种到我们里边是为了完成那个神圣的养生的计划，然后这2个之外呢，还有这个人格，这个人格是凡人的自我，这个人格也是神的礼物，它是跟我们的凡人身体是相关联的。
So we're, you know, we are these physical beings that evolve and become humans, but then, and we have our DNA and we have our instincts and we have our brains and all that stuff, but then God gives us 2 gifts. If we're humans, animals don't get these. We get 2 gifts. We get the gift of personality and we get the gift of the thought adjuster.
对，我们就是物质的那个，是形成我们物质的身体，然后但是另外一方面，我们从神那里得到2个礼物，一个是思想调整者，一个是我们的人格。
Okay, the next paragraph. You as a personal creature. When they say, Ricky, you can translate this before I start. When they call us personal creatures. Remember, personal means you have personality. A person, anyone who is a person has been given the gift of personality from God. God is a person. Our angels are persons. So anytime they say personal or person, they mean personality.
那这个预览下蜘蛛商当中没提到他说 personal 的时候，就是他一个 person，他是有人格的。那么这个玉书当中，像那个天使啊、神啊，这都是有人格的。
The thought adjuster is not a person because they will become part of our person.
那他思想调整者不是人格的，他是准人格的。那么他要参加到我们的人格当中，最后跟我们的人格融合的。
Except for personalized adjusters who will never fuse with anyone.
除了人格化的思想调整者，他们不需要跟那个凡人去融合，他们自己就人格化了，变成独立的人格。
Okay, you as a personal creature have mind and will. The adjuster as a pre-personal creature has pre-mind and pre-will. If you so fully conform to the adjuster's mind, I think they mean the adjuster's pre-mind, that you see eye to eye, then your minds become one, and you receive the reinforcement of the adjuster's mind. Subsequently, if your will orders and enforces the execution of the decisions of this new and combined mind, the adjuster's pre-personal will attains to personality expression through your decision. And as far as that particular, oh wow, this is totally amazing. And as far as that particular project is concerned, you and the adjuster are one. Your mind has attained divinity attunement, and the adjuster's will has achieved personality expression.
Yeah,
Wow.
this is wonderful. 胜利
Yeah.
还醒着吗？
我读了。
啊，你还醒着吗？你要困了你就那个。
我不困，可以啊。
OK，好。
那我读。你作为一个个体生物，有心智和意志；调整者作为一个准人格生物，有这个应该翻译成准心智跟准意志哈。
对对。
这个回头改一下。有准心智和准意志。如果你完全符合调整者的心识，达到完全一致，那么你们的心识就会合为一体，你就会得到调整者心识的加强。随后，如果你的意志命令并执行这个新的或者说合一心识的决定，调整者的准个人意志将通过你的决定实现个性表达。在这个特定的主体身上，你和调整者是一体的。你的心识已经达到了神性协调，而调整者的意志将已达到了个性表达。
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah. And, and I was just saying that a little while ago, that we can share that divinity before we fuse with the adjuster by doing the adjuster's will. But this is saying that we can even do it just for one project or one plan or one situation.
对，我前面说到，就是你没有融合之前，你也是可以实行神的旨意、神圣的旨意的。那么在这个地方，他就提到，那么就是在一个特别的一个项目当中，就是一件事儿啊，一个 计划呀，一个情景当中哈，你也可以达到跟思想调整者的合一，来表达神的意志。
So this is so important. So if you so fully conform to the adjuster's mind that you see eye to eye, your minds become one. I'm going to take this bit by bit. So if you so fully conform to the adjuster's mind that you see eye to eye, then your minds become one. I think we could say, another way of saying that would be, if you give yourself up and let yourself be guided completely by the adjuster, and you're able to feel like you may then be able to think with your soul, with and you're seeing eye to eye, you're totally aligned with your adjuster. Then your minds become one, and you receive the reinforcement of the adjuster's mind. So your minds become one. You're no longer saying, oh, please lead me, please guide me, and you're no longer resisting. You're right there. You're aligned with your adjuster, and you and the adjuster are thinking the same way. And at that point, the adjuster reinforces your thinking, which makes it even easier to think that way.
对，那个，如果你把这个小我彻底的放下嘛，那你就相当于你就是在用你的灵魂在思考嘛，你跟思想调整者的意志完全的合一在一条线上，那实际上你根本不用单独的来祈求思想调整者的指导，那么也没有任何的阻抗，那么相当于同一个方向那样，这样的话呢，就是思想调整反过来也会加强你的心识，这样的话那个。对，反正就是在一条线上，这样呢，就是实行神的旨意。
So then now you're thinking in alignment with your thoughts are perfectly synchronized and aligned with the adjuster's thoughts. There's no resistance. There's no divergence. You're thinking the same way. And you could say, I don't know if it's accurate, but you could say you're thinking with your soul, because your soul is a combination of your mind and the adjuster's mind, right? So, I mean, that may be an easier way of saying it, but either way, you're in complete alignment with God. Then now you're using, so you have a new, your mind, you could see it as a new mind. You're using a new mind, or, which I would say is the soul, or a combined mind, and the soul is a combined mind. So let's just say soul to make it easier. At that point, the adjuster's pre-personal will attains to personality expression through your decision as far as that particular project is you and your. So they're saying, what it's so wonderful. They're saying when you do that, you get rid of all resistance. You go with the program. You're right there aligned with your adjuster. Everything feels right, and you know it's right. Then you're not only are you operating with a divine mind, but you're letting the thought adjuster be part of share your personality. So for that project, for that period where you're doing that, you don't just gain divinity, the thought adjuster also gains personality. So you really are fused, just like you will be you're one.
对，他就说你完全共识性的，没有任何的跟那个像调整的神的意志没有任何的分叉，那么你就是把那个相调跟心智完全的融合了，那么这时候你可以说就是在用灵魂在思考啊，用结合的 这么一个心智，也就是灵魂在思考，你就是总是觉得是走在对的路上，那么在一个神圣的心识下运作，那共享同一个人格。那在这种情况下，或者甚至就在某一个项目当中、某一个情景当中，你做到这一点的时候，那么就是就是最后一句啊，我们的心识达到了神性协调，而调整者的意志呢，也达到了个性表达。对，相当于就是这3部分合起来。
So reading this, wait, 1 second. So reading this, we can say, we don't just go to the Marancha world and then wake up one day, oh, now I'm ready to fuse with my adjuster. It doesn't work that way. We can start fusing right now, right here. And for that period, for that project, for that 5 minutes, for that 2 days, whatever it is, you are fused. You are one. There's no difference between you and your adjuster when you're in complete alignment, when you're thinking, allowing your adjuster to work through you, and when you are reflecting the thoughts of your adjuster. Now, if you do that more and more often, then you're basically fusing more and more often. And then one day, when you're just fused all the time, that's when you fuse. When you're no longer offering any resistance, that's when you fuse. Some people even fuse on this planet. Not many.
对，那就是如果你经常的跟你的这样调整者哈，在此时此地就是达到一种融合，即使是短暂的2天啊，干啥的，然后你就不用，对你不用说一定有一天你在灵之界在下世界醒了，你说啊，我跟我思想调整者融合了，你在此时此地，在现在的这种的物质界，你都可以体验这种完全的跟神的意志。就是那个协调的这么一个状态，你这样越多的达成这样的一些的局部的和协调一致，那么有一天你就是完全没有阻抗了，你就是跟思想调整者达到完全的一个融合。
So we can practice fusing. This is our fusion practice time.
对，我们可以实践操作，就这种融合啊，是来进行多练习。
Many people, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's it.
Many people use the expression, like athletes especially, but I think, whether you're playing chess or you're an artist or you're working with a wild animal or dealing with a child, whatever it is, people use the expression that they get into the zone. Do you have that expression in Chinese? Do you know that expression? In the zone?
Yeah，就是当你下棋啊，或者跟孩子这个怎么地，然后就是有一个词叫就是进入状态，对，we have。
So when you're in the zone, you're offering no resistance. That's why it's so great. You don't think about what you have to do next. You don't think about anything. You're just so focused on what you're doing, and it's so right. You know that you can't make a wrong move. You're just in the zone. That's what being aligned with your adjuster is like.
他说你就是在那种状态下没有任何的阻力啊，也就非常的知道你下一步怎么走，非常的集中，焦点，那知道自己不会犯错啊，这样的就是这种很进入状态，这个状态。
This may be why, so many people, when they have near-death experiences, they have these amazing experiences, and it may be because at that moment where they die, they're not offering any more resistance. So the thought adjuster can just take them wherever he wants to take them.
对，在那个濒死体验当中呢，在这种状态下，他们就是 主观意识的这种抵抗完全挪去了，那么这个时候是思想调整者就可以更多的在跟他们来对话。
But I don't want people to think that you have to be, a great athlete or a fireman or, saving lives or a great artist, great dancer on stage to be in the zone. You can be sewing, sitting in a chair sewing. You could be petting a cat. You could be baking a stew. You could be reading a book. You can get into the zone anytime you offer no resistance. You're in complete acceptance and contentment and gratitude. That is the frequency of being in the zone.
他是说你没有必要说啊，就作为运动员呐、作为救火员呐、那个杰出的艺术家呀、舞蹈家呀，来进入这种状态。那你可能在缝补什么东西啊，可能在跟动物有交流啊，或者是做那个厨房里边煮汤啊，哎，读一本书啊，在任何的这些的情景当中，只要你没有阻抗，完全的接纳的一种状态，完全的满足和感恩的这样的状态，都可以进入这种的状态。
Or it could be when you're, reading a great book or watching a great performance or listening to music that really moves you. It could be something else that you're tuning into that allows you to just let go of all your resistance and just go completely into the moment and just enjoy the moment so fully that you and your thought adjuster are right there enjoying it together, and there's no resistance, and you might get chills on your back, or you might just feel so wonderful, and you might be having a conversation with I've had conversations with people many times where you go into that zone. You just click on a level where suddenly it's like suddenly you go into another reality where everything is so intense and so wonderful.
Yeah. 对，就是你可能在看一个演出啊，或者听一段音乐啦，你反正就是调到那样的一个状态，把所有的那种的阻力障碍都不在，然后呢，就是享受当下。那这是那时候就是像调整者跟你完全同在的一个状态，你可能觉得哎，好像身上有起鸡皮疙瘩呀，或者是。就感觉非常的棒，然后可能会跟人去交流，那就是反正你在另外一个实相当中，非常的很强烈的一种感觉，你在另外一个实相当中。
And it doesn't have to be a long experience. It could be for a second. You might go into the zone for 2 seconds. You might go outside and look up at the sky and suddenly and see all the stars on a black sky and suddenly feel just that instant moment where you're completely connected to the universe. It might last a second, but you're still at that moment, you're fusing with your adjuster.
对，你不用很长，也许就几秒钟啊，或者你都是看天空看到那个星光闪耀，然后马上就是感到那个一种就是跟宇宙的合一，那么这种情况下就是跟你的思想调整者融合的状态。
Last paragraph. To the extent that this identity is realized, you are mentally approaching the Marancha order of existence. Marancha mind is a term signifying the substance and sum total of the cooperating minds of diversely material and spiritual natures. Marancha intellect, therefore, connotes a dual mind in the local universe, dominated by one will. And with mortals, this is a will human in origin, which is becoming divine through man's identification of the human mind with the mindedness of God.
在某种程度上，你中了这个身份，你在心理上接近了灵智性的存在级别。灵智性心识是一个术语，表示物质和灵性性质各异的合作心识的实质和总和。因此，灵智性智能意味着局部宇宙中有由一种意志支配的双重意识。对于凡人来说，这是一种意志，是人类的本源。通过人类心识与神心识的认同，这种意志正在变得神圣。
So what this last beautiful paragraph is saying is what I've been thinking for a long time, and that is that you don't just one day on the Morancha world wake up and fuse with your thought adjuster. You don't just you do die and wake up on the Morancha world. That's true. But you can start living your Morancha life here and now.
对，并不要等到下一世你那个过灵智性啊，在下生活，那么你在这一世就可以体验这个实相这个本质。
The Morancha worlds are a real place. They're physical worlds, but they're also a level of reality that's half physical and half spiritual. Morancha means in between spiritual and physical. It's like a halfway point.
人实际上就是灵智体，就是灵智性的，就是半灵质、半灵性、半物质的世界，就这么一个中间过渡态。
So they're saying in this last paragraph, to the extent that this identity is realized, they mean the identity, this new identity of you and the adjuster operating as one being, one personality with one will and one thought. They're saying to the extent that you can do this, you are mentally approaching the Morancha order of existence. So yes, when you do that, you're not suddenly living on the Morancha world, but you are operating on a Morancha plane. When we think with our soul, we are operating on a Morancha level. We have transcended the purely physical level of existence. We're no longer operating, with strong animal instincts. We're using our higher instincts.
对，在这个有这灵智性的头脑，它就是我们不全在运用我们动物性的心识、动物性的直觉来运作，我们更多的用这个灵性的这方面的智性来运作。
They say right here, Morancha mind signifies the sum total of cooperating minds of the material and spiritual natures. That it's not saying Morancha mind is the mind you'll have when you're on the Morancha world. No, it's not saying that. It's saying that the Morancha mind is when the physical mind and the spiritual nature are working together, they're cooperating. We can do that right here.
对，就是物质起源的心智跟这个灵性的可以协调这个心智运作，是可以在物质界就可以达成的。
So that's what they're saying. And the mortals, we become divine through man's identification. So as we offer less and less resistance, as we allow ourselves to be guided more and more, what happens is our mind is transforming by doing that. It's become our mind. We're not just putting our mind aside to follow God's ideas. Our mind is changing when we do that. It's becoming more and more aligned with God's mind. And it's transforming and becoming more divine. And someday, at some point, there's no difference. The two are one. And that's when we fuse.
就是转变心识的这么一个动作。那么不是说我们把我们的心识撇到一边，而是我们的心识跟那个神性意志，就是那个合而为一，是在同一个意志下工作。
So as our mind becomes more and more divine, we will have less fear, less anxiety, less jealousy, less envy, less suspicion. But it's a process, it's gradual, but that will naturally happen. So yes, we can speed it along by monitoring our thoughts and learning to change our thoughts. And those are tricks we can learn. There's actual ways of doing that makes it much easier. But it also will happen naturally as we allow ourselves to be led and instructed and guided and adjusted by God's ideas and thoughts and plans for us.
对，随着我们的心识越来越变得神圣，这个是我们就会更少的那些的羡慕、嫉妒、恨，怀疑。对，这个是自然的发生的。
Now we're done reading for today, but I will say that if you feel bad like I like I did, that you've gone off your path, that you have subverted your destiny, you've rejected your destiny and made your own way, and it wasn't such a good way. If you feel that way, you don't have to worry, because no matter how far you go off your path, the minute you want to get back on, God will lead you back to your path. And maybe it wasn't the path that he planned for you, but it's okay, because the destination, there are many, many, many roads to the same destination. So you want to take a different road? Okay. He can make he's God. He can do anything. He can make the adjustments, and you will learn from that. You will still gain just as much from your mistakes. Going on the wrong path can be more valuable than even staying on the right path. So don't worry about that.
是。那么你要是感觉很差的时候，就觉得自己偏离了神的道路，拒绝了神给你的这种计划，那么也不要担忧，因为，当你这样想要回来的时候，那个神一定还会把你领回来。就有很多的路通向最终的定命。就是我们有的时候从错误当中学习到的，比从顺境当中学习到的，更多。
Now, I think you can also think of it this way. Probably, I don't know how many, they don't tell us, but there's a good chance that most people go off their path.
但可能是大部分人其实可能都或多或少偏离了他们的定命。
So, it's they probably, your thought adjuster probably expects you to go off it.
也许思想调整者其实也是预料到你肯定是会只偏离的。
Just as long as your intention is to get back on it, I feel like I'm still not really completely on my path yet, but I feel like I'm getting close.
只要你什么时候一念回头，那都是可以的。我认为，就是海蒂认为他都还没有完全回到那个定命上来呢。
I see it in the distance.
他说最终来讲，这那个再往前继续，那可能就是会回来的。
Beckoning.
Beckoning. You are. Don't be so humble.
No, you have no idea. You have no idea. I'm not humble.
我说你不要
If
谦虚
you
了，
only
你肯
knew,
定在
if you
神
only
命定
knew
的
the
道
true
路。
story.
他就说，对，他是比较谦虚的。Yeah, we are done 2 sessions today.
Yes, a lot of people stayed to the end, and we had a long 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 4-hour session. A lot of people stayed. God bless you all. That's a lot of it's late at night in China, and I suppose we should turn off the recording, and then we'll see how Morning Star's doing.
Okay, let me turn off.